GW are keeping me bloody busy, aren't they? Now, normally I don't even comment on GW news, new miniatures or rulebooks, etc. There are entire channels dedicated to that sort of stuff, so let them do their thing and I'll do mine, right? But this needs calling out, because if this isn't straight up illegal, it is teetering on the absolute edge of it. The new Orc rules are now in Warhammer 40k the app. Subscribe to Warhammer Plus and get full access to the app that puts the 41st millennium in the palm of your hand. That sounds an awful lot like the new Orc rules are currently in the 40k app, doesn't it? And that app gives you full access to it. If you subscribe to Warhammer Plus, you get full access to the app in which the new Orc rules are. Do you, however, get full access to the app and hence access to the Orc rulebook? No, you don't. As is pointed out further down in the comments section down here, there is a question, wait, so I don't need to buy the codex to unlock its rules in a paid subscription app? That's good news. No, you still need to buy the codex and redeem the code inside it to access it in the app. This is bullshit, GW. I know you desperately want to sell your Warhammer Plus subscription model, but this is not okay. And just for reference as well here, the new rules aren't even in the app, even if you have access to it. As I believe, let's see here. Oh, the app doesn't even work, incidentally, but a bit premature with this announcement. Last update, 24th in 8. Still no new rules. This is a straight up lie, and again, just for citation's sake, the gov.uk page on marketing and advertising says that advertising to consumers, the consumer protection from unfair trading regulations mean you cannot mislead or harass consumers by, for example, including false or deceptive messages or leaving out important information. This is blatantly false and deceptive messaging, and furthermore, there is no mention in this that you need to purchase the physical copy of the book to get access to the rules in the 40k app. There is absolutely no mention of this whatsoever. And this has been up for 11 hours at the point that I'm recording this video. Probably more since I've had this up for a while here. This, GW, is not goddamn acceptable by the rules of your own bloody government. We could talk about the app itself, which is absolute hot garbage, by the way. It's been out for over a year now, I believe, and it still doesn't work. In fact, most of these comments are simply just people saying the app doesn't work, or I need a report function. I can't download it. There's one guy who's complaining how he's been paying now for Warhammer Plus for 10 days and he still hasn't received his confirmation email. Others are trying to reach out to customer support and getting absolutely no messages in return. This is absolutely ass backwards, but hey, the app is hot garbage. We know it's hot garbage, and if somebody for some reason buys into it, I'm sorry, but you're kind of stupid, because, well, you can see here, Battle Scribe, that does everything the 40k app does, but probably better and for free, with an option to pay for it if you so choose for additional features. I knew they were getting desperate to push Warhammer Plus. That was obvious, and hey, you know what? Fun fact, the art piece I've been using frequently now of the Warp Squirrel Call, I ordered that for one specific video. The if you're gonna boycott anything, make it Warhammer Plus video. Because there was a lot of talk about boycotting back then, and I honestly didn't think that was a particularly good idea. 40k has a very invested fandom, and for a boycott to be effective, you would have to convince a considerable percentage of them to stick to their guns and cease purchasing all 40k products. It would be almost impossible to organize and probably a waste of time. But targeting a very specific niche product like Warhammer Plus that also, even at that time, looked like a pretty terrible offering, and they delivered less than I thought they would, with the Warhammer Vault being nothing more than a half a dozen recent White Dwarf magazines with half the pages ripped out because they were so goddamn petty they wouldn't even allow you to keep the rules in their commercial magazine. Warhammer Plus is awful value for money. Straight up. Absolutely dreadful. And I figured they would indeed be starting to get desperate because, as I've said previously, I believe Warhammer Plus to be an absolute key cornerstone of their business strategy moving forward. I fully believe that they have probably planned for this thing to run at a loss for a couple of years. That's how important this is going to be to them transitioning away from the tabletop and towards selling the IP itself. Selling toys, selling video games, and selling small rule sets like, the Kills Team stuff like that, except for an even more casualized audience. They will be on Walmart shelves, etc. And Warhammer Plus, well, it's their money sink, it's their money line. They'll get constant subscriptions income from it, they'll get lots of people they'll get access to, they'll have people to send their advertisement to directly. Their tabletop battle reports, their little lore videos of Abaddon, the failure, which GW has turned into a brilliant master genius now. Goddamn cringe. It's advertising. It is actual, genuine advertisement that you pay money for. I mean, if they pull it off, it will be a stroke of diabolical genius, I do suppose, but I very much so hope they don't. But again, all of that is besides the point. I keep using this art because GW keeps bloody messing up. Seriously though, this is not acceptable. You are now lying to your customers. You are now misleading them, potentially criminally. So, GW, just so you can push your bloody app. There needs to be a certain limit, a base minimum of decorum, GW. You don't get to act like complete bandits. I know you operate in China, but try not to go full communist bandit, okay? Anywho, I'll leave it at that. I figured I wanted to do a little bit of a public service announcement on this, because, Jesus. There are certain lines that a company should not be allowed to cross, even if they're GW and they're frighteningly used to crossing those lines at this point. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for listening, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have a good day.